This is a story about a man called Strong Tom. I was always strong, you see, even as a child, taller than the others and stronger by a mile. When anybody needed help, they knew I'd always come, and no matter what the job might be, I'd always get it done. Some said that I was simple then, that I was none too bright, but it didn't bother me at all. I knew it wasn't right. So when I joined the army, they were all surprised, but the army said that they could use a man of such a size. No one thought I'd make it, but I proved the whole lot wrong. And then they got quite proud of me when they saw how I'd come on. I handled the governor's horses, the stallions and the mares. 2 men would hold a stallion, but I could hold a pair. And when they needed someone strong, you'd always hear them say, "Where's Strong Tom hiding now? He'll put the job away." And so that day they called me. I didn't know what for, but I went to where they told me with my armour and my sword. And when I got there, someone said, "Take that lot off, you fool. We don't need you to fight, Strong Tom. We've got a job for you. You need to take that hammer there and nails from that there box, and see that fella lying there? Nail him to the cross." I took the hammer and the nails and went up to the man, and then he turned and looked at me, and I nearly turned and ran. His face was full of hatred. His eyes were black as sin. I fumbled for the nail, and someone shouted, "No, not him, it's this one here." And I turned round and fell down on my knee, for I've never known a man to look so lovingly at me. His eyes were full of pain and yet so infinitely kind. And then I saw the pain in them was not his own but mine, for they were all around me and I couldn't get away. And an order is an order, though it kill me to obey. You see, this man was not like any man I'd ever seen. I knew he was a good man. His heart was pure and clean. I held the nail in one hand, my hammer by my side. All those years I'd been Strong Tom, and now my courage died. I barely dared to look at him, but then he seemed to smile, as though he bid me do the job, as though it was all right. I knelt down by his side and took the cold and cruel nail. I put the point down in his palm. I felt my muscles fail. His fingers opened all the more to show he would not fight. I lifted up the hammer and brought it down with all my might. I crushed his flesh, I splintered bone, I pinned him to the tree. I don't know if the cries of pain came from him or me. 3 times I did the job that day, 3 times I knelt in mud, and then they lifted up the man, and I fell in his blood. "Forgive me, Lord," I cried as I wept with all my heart. "I've hurt the one who held our hope. I've torn the world apart." And then a voice spoke in my head, as clear as it could be. "It was not you, Strong Tom, my child, who did this thing to me." I didn't understand it. I felt so bad, so ill. I crawled between the people and ran down the bloody hill. I couldn't speak, I couldn't eat. I thought that I would die. I couldn't wake, I couldn't sleep. I'd taken such a life. 3 days I laid upon my bed, staring at the wall, and no one could do anything to break me from it all. But then In the night, the third night, my room began to glow. I looked and then I saw a face, the face of a man I know, a man who smiled so lovingly. And as my eyes went wide, I saw him laugh. He was so well, so incredibly alive. I jumped out of my bed as I saw his glory fade, and I shouted from the rooftops, "Awake, come on, awake! Good news, good news! The man I nailed that died. I saw him. Yes, I saw him. He's not dead. He's alive." I'm not as young as I once was. I don't see quite so well, but they call me just the same. These days, it's for the tale I tell. Good news, good news. The man I nailed that died, I know him. Yes, I know him. He's not dead. He's alive.